Hello there, and welcome to what is the Holy Grail in Company of Heroes casting and entertainment. This replay was recommended to us all independently by both teams. Von Aston, upon this game's completion, messaged me in Steam and said, AE, what is your email address? I have an epic game for you with an insane ending that needs casting. I then went on Kotu.org a little bit skeptical, and I saw that a very similar looking game was labelled My Best Game So Far, uploaded by The Seeking Guy, and in the comments he says, insane game, please somebody cast this. Well, I'm in the casting business, and I've got a loyal viewership that deserve to see such a game. And I can't overhype this enough. The fact that both teams have come to us all and said that this game requires our attention, and they're all elite level 2v2 players. Yes, we may have only seen Jove and Von Aston yesterday in a fairly 6 out of 10 standard game, but this sounds like a full 10 out of 10 battle. So without further ado, I have one question for you. Are you with me? I've got a pretty handsome tumbler of whiskey here. It's late on a Monday evening after a hard day in the office, and I can't think of anything better to be doing than bringing you this battle, starting around now, with opportunity costs as the Soviets and his comrade in arms, the Seeking Guy, as that very same Russian communist faction. On the north side, playing as double Oberkommando West, it is the Dutch master Von Aston with the Russian behemoth, his compadre, Jove. Interestingly, I'm going to talk a little bit about communications for you. I mean, we watched a pretty okay game with Jove and Von Aston yesterday, and I commented that it seemed to me like two 1v1s played in unison. And Von Aston, for his... he actually agreed with that, and he says, to be honest, that's how I prefer to play until I've built up trust. And don't forget, by the way, Von Aston won one of the last major 2v2 tournaments, in the Ultimate Team tournament, in fact, with his teammate Isilda. Nice Stern Pioneer pressure against the one window. He goes around the south side, actually, just bullying these combat engineers. First engagement. And I tell you what, Stern Pioneers are actually losing a little bit of their health here. Not going as well for them as I would have thought, but they do get two nice little kills there and force the squad away. And he was saying to me about the comms, right? And he says he likes to build it up. And to be honest, as long as people go with him when he wants them to, and if he says attack, they attack, and you're with him to the bitter end, he's happy. And he actually told me that Nagano and Scotch, the most successful, will this be uncovered? Conscript's going to get them. Nagano and Scotch, the most successful 2v2 team in tournament history, they tried voice comms and then stopped using it. And what that says to me is Jove, who literally speaks no English, is a fantastic 2v2 partner to have in this case. As long as he understands the word go, you're good to go, is the motto of that very small story as we let the action begin to boil over. We can see the Seeking Guy has, of course, gone tier 1, and he's getting, from that special rifle company, or command rather, the M3A1 Light Scout car. Let's get on board with this baby and see where he goes. Looks like he's going to go straight north. You can also see that we've got our first engagement. We'll jump straight to it. Stern Pioneers, well, second engagement rather. Stern Pioneers forcing away combat engineers again. The story of the game thus far, really. Wonder if he's thinking of munitions. He's got to be. He wants to get the Flamer in its chariot of fire. They do have this plus 11, so it'll soon be there. May as well, as long as he stays in a home territory, he should be fine. 44 munitions and counting. Meanwhile, in the centre, conscripts are just chilling. They have to put these sandbags down these days because I have seen countless times on this map that this point is heavily pressurised by the northern players. Must be noted also, this is tournament positions, which is important. It is an auto-match game, but it is tournament conditions. And it's important because, of course, there is a 2v2 tournament coming up. I believe it's the the Ultimate Team Tournament 3, I believe it is, by Currahy. Kubelwagen found out, but he's got big brothers helping out. Double combat engineers. They do have munitions to get the flame, but they're not going to get it yet. The Kubelwagen fords like a Schwimmenwagen, and watches on from a vantage point as the conscripts are forced away. Meanwhile, there it is, the flamethrower, the Rock 9 flamethrower is upgrading on the M3. Going in for the Folks Grenadier. That's a hard retreat if I've ever seen one before. And no, they're just going to chill for now, it seems. Maybe pretending they've got a Faust. Didn't work. These guys have something like a Faust, though, in the anti-tank rifle grenade. M3 knows it. Gets the hell out of there. Let's talk a little bit about some of the commanders chosen. Go south and see that we've got another M3. Double mobile barbecue. Mine was not planted in time. Meanwhile, back in the centre, M3 watches on as the conscripts are under pressure from this gelatinous mass. However, they've got a lance for it, and they're trying to get the puss out of there. Nice flame grenade. Using all the power of incendiary capabilities to push the conscripts slightly out of position. Meanwhile, back in the south, Folks Grenadiers versus the mighty conscript horde. As a Germanophile might say. That's a polite word for Veraboo for those that don't know. More devilish flamer action, pushing through the house and turning it out into a cookout. Yes, back on the commanders chosen. We have Grand Offensive Doctrine. Nice Faust here. Oh, and the M3 gets the kill. First squad wipe. Von Asten loses the first squad of the game. Or should I say, opportunity cost. Costs him the opportunity for maximum field presence in that first scalping. And more damage done. The KD for the Allies is going through the roof. But we just had another squad wipe there. Good work by the Stern Pioneers. I believe that was opportunity cost losing out there, possibly. I'll briefly check on that, actually. No, indeed. It was the Seeking guy losing a conscript squad. We'll just check on the overall Kate. We've had a bug splat, ladies and gentlemen. We've had a bug splat. I'm very happy with my performance so far casting this Holy Grail replay, so I'm going to load straight back into the game. And I'm going to talk to you about the FG-42, because I can see that our other OKW player has gone for Luftwaffe ground forces. The FG-42, also known as the Fallschirm Jägergewehr, is, quite frankly, one of the best battle rifles of all time. It's not an assault rifle because it fires an actual rifle round cartridge very akin to the Mauser round, and it has practically barely any recoil whatsoever. The recoil goes back into your shoulder rather than up or to the right or whatever. And if you can watch one on YouTube, it doesn't. I'm not like a big fan of German stuff only. I love all the stuff from World War II, a lot of the technology on display. But the FG-42 is probably one of my favourite pieces, I have to say. Now, very, very quickly, we're going to just watch in tactical map as we get to where we were. And we're just going to just soak in what the start of the battle was like. I've had one bug splat now, so I'm not likely to have another. I often do the comedic super fast time casting. I mean, I can do that, but I'm going to save my voice a little bit. Just take a nice sip of whiskey as we get to where we were. And if you remember, the M3s were pushing around. I believe, what had just happened on screen? There'd been a squad wipe at that mound there, hadn't there? But no, it doesn't matter. This is the Holy Grail of casting. But we have to show Code 2 all, warts and all. I'm a big fan of that. Just keep an eye on this. I remember this, you know. We did see that one, didn't we? I commented on it, didn't I? Let's go into ×4 speed. Don't want to miss anything for you. I remember the M3 pushing that squad out. Nice use of reinforced steel barricade there. Conscripts being forced away. There's that squad wipe we missed the first time. And let's go down to 1 speed. As the conscripts are pushing in. By the way, Seeking Guy is going for shock troops. And another engineer squad to replace his losses, it would seem. And we're back up to where we were. Only missed... we didn't miss anything at all. In fact, we got to watch bits of it twice. Conscripts are making a little pen for themselves to play in. Very nice. Get to see the differing types of barbed wire in the game. How lovely. But yeah, what happens with bug splats, I tend to notice, is my computer can deal with them as long as it's had time to embed itself in the rather interesting code base of Company of Heroes 2. Once it's had some time, We see the anti-tank grenade go in. The M3 takes position. Once it's had time to embed itself, like after the first game of a tournament, for example, I will not bug splat for the rest of that tournament. It's very odd. M3 pushes in, pushes out. Let me begin. I need to stop saying pushes in, pushes out. That's the last time I'll say it in this cast. It's one of my many, many cliches. Second M3 making an advance as the Lux enters the battlefield. Huge rear armor shots, and the combat engineers, like rats from a sinking ship, exuant. And the Lux picks up another combat engineer there. So many combat engineer squads have died thus far. They do get the anti-tank grenade off to the conscripts. Stern Pioneers in position. They do have the support package upgrade, which will, of course, ensure that this Lux is repaired as soon as humanly possible. Folks, Grenadiers. I'll tell you what, those Stern Pioneers did not want to get too close to the shot troops, so they were also thinking of going into retreat. Did you notice that? Jove was planning a retreat before, and then the shot troopers interrupted it. Always thinking 2 steps ahead. It's a mark of a Grandmaster chess player, but also a great Company of Heroes player. You've got to prepare to kill things on retreat, and that's exactly what Jove was thinking. But now it's all about this mauling that the G43s are doing. Mine now being planted. Let's check out the centre as we've got. Tell you what, this. I think he's hit a mine there. You see that mine? There's the poor Panzer II that's had its engine damaged for most of its existence. It's never known to have good movement. Haha! Anti-tank grenade in on the Schwerpanzer Schlepper of Jove. And they're coming to try and finish the job. They've got another AT grenade here. Great teamwork shown by the TR faction. Don't know what TR stands for. I'll just be good pushing of the cutoff here, taking advantage of all this northern aggression and double teaming to take one sneaky squad down there. MG34 in a decent position to force these shot troopers away. They also get a kill. And opportunity cost nopes out of the situation almost entirely, thanks to this Panzer II marauding. And don't forget, they only have anti-tank grenades right now. They have nothing else.
We have an isolated sector. We are losing territory.
And there's the Tankovi battalion coming down. Just saw a grenade thrown elsewhere in the north. There's the M3 repositioned, and the shot troops force the German invaders from Western European soil. This M3 still alive for now. It's had its window of opportunity though, so you know, doesn't really need to be a constant fixture in the battlefield. You rarely see them make full use of themselves later on. PPSHs forcing away the Kubelwagen. Guys, I can't think of a good acronym for TR. I'm sure they have a real acronym for their team name, but I want you to think of one. Or an initialism. For those that don't know, an acronym, you can say it as a word, so TR, it certainly isn't that. It has to be an initialism now, which is basically the words behind TR. What do they represent? What is brand TR to you? I would have loved to pull my webcam up at that moment, but I'm casting this in my underpants. I'm a pro caster, ladies and gentlemen. It tells me I need to turn my heating down. I'm wasting valuable energy. It's not winter anymore. It's certainly spring now. Just hear this dastardly Panzer II. Feeling like it's 1940 again. Smoke pop so he can try and cap the fuel. And now he's trying to get around the turret or do something. He's trying to get into his own smoke. That makes more sense. And gets the cap and surely retreats. Meanwhile, the Vets 2 combat engineers do the same. North side. For those that don't know, Tightrope made an excellent rap video last year. Or earlier this year, actually, it might have been. And it was sorely underviewed. It was called Northside Kharkov. Go and check that out. Late but better than never. The T-70 making his entrance at 11 minutes and 5 seconds. Puma's waiting, though, and prowling, ready to penetrate the little Soviet pyramid of terror. Let's change our title cards. I'll try and remember to do just that. M3. With its Vet 2 combat engineers on board with those superior repair times. T-70 just having a little poke around the bush. Hitting some sand. And we've got Seeking Guy with his own T-70 now. Let's jump to the north side as shock troops with a shocking display of smoke. And the Sturmgewehrs are no match for the submachine guns up close. And retreats with their head in their hands, quite literally. Meanwhile, we have more support weapons in the Raketenwerfer that's been built. And the dastardly duo of the Puma and the Lukes wait for literally anything the Soviets can offer, because they have an answer for everything. Fallschirmjägergewehrs ready to ignite the battlefield. And a nice flank from their beach holiday. They re-emerge. It is the Volksgrenadiers. Notice, didn't say pushed in, did I? Said re-emerge. Got my thesaurus out, my big boy pants on. Very good. No MG-34s quite yet for the Obersoldaten. T-70 reverses away. Not detonating in mind. How rude. There you go. Thank you, Mr. Panzerfusiliers. Very nice of you. As the T-70 pushes in, causes the Volksgrenadier problems. I tell you what, this Obersoldaten squad has to be careful. 40-man power a pop, don't want to go amiss, but they're going to focus on the squad wipe. They have every right to do so. Can't get it off, though, thanks to the Schwer Panzer headquarters and its authorised Panzer turret of doom. 40-man power down. And maybe 80. One more shot required. Can't get it off. Look in the centre. There's something happening. It's a house-off. Whose real estate's market is going to crash? It's going to be the Germans. They shouldn't have built wooden houses. Not a good idea at all. T-70 hit by the Puma, I think. Maybe not a full damage given. Maybe an AoE shot, something like that. I don't know how code works. How does it work? Somebody explain to me, please. I've been casting this game, or a variation of this game, since 2011. I still don't know how the game works. Right, we've got Jove building a Panzer IV. What's Von Asten up to? He's happy to get more Raketenwerfers because he teched in heavily into Tier 2. Or Tier 1B, whichever you want to call it. The Seeking Guy still has this M3, which is doing nothing. Less a chariot and more a mobile viewing platform now. Blowtorches ignite and return the T-70 to its former might. I like the way the frontal clearance is higher. It makes it look like I can go off-roading a bit better. I don't know if that's true, but it certainly feels like it. This barrage doing exactly what AT guns can do, which is artillery. Of course. Famous KO2 trope, that. Nice grenade. It is only a smoke grenade, though. I would have thought that Von Asten didn't quite see that, so it's a shame it wasn't. Panzer IV's first action is to get a single stripped kill, doesn't it? Follow up with an attack round. It does give the shock troops room to consider their position, or reason to, rather. Combat engineers under heavy pressure, forced away. One man remaining, and remain he shall. Meanwhile, in the south, prepared position line from opportunity cost, ready to start to push in, and hoorah as they bravely march forward. Mine detonates, killing multiple models. And I'm not talking about game engines. These guys all had former careers in the Moscow Modeling Agency before this game. Oh, nice nade by the shock troopers. That's the first squad wipe in a good while there. They get the F out of there with their nice trophies. Max range Faust, using that laser-guided futuristic technology. Might as well be a Carl Gustav, rather than the Schwer Gustavs we commonly see in KO2. We got the nice STG infrareds. More shock troops for opportunity cost. That's interesting. Considering they're all pushed off the battlefield right now. Got Jove and Von Asten. Absolutely bossing things. In fact, they've engaged a triple cap. And it will start to smart, to use an American 1950s expression, for Grace me, etc. Conscripts, they're vaguely behind cover. Well, a few of them are. That guy is very brave and now very dead. That's what happens to very brave people in war. They happen to become very dead very quickly. I tell you what. Nice shots on the conscripts, and they promptly exit the house. I am casting this a lot better. I tell you why, because I know it's a good game. I am one of those guys that will rise to the occasion. I really feel like this is some of my better commentary work, and I'm not trying to be an egotist. I can just tell when what I'm saying actually makes sense for a change, because I'm not self-cringing. Yes, my dear viewer, it is not just you that cringes at my commentary. It is also me. And we mutually cringe at the bullshit things I often say. That rock has been kicked around by a football, by a panzer tank. Very cool. And I'm going to zoom in on that camo. It's one of my favourites. Oh, beautiful. That is a TM-35 mine, don't worry. This is a fuel point that has been recapped, and the northern victory point also. So the victory points are changing hands all over the diddly place, to say what Ned Flanders would have said in this situation. Let's have a look at some graphs of the army values. Pretty boring. Points held. That's undulating like a tribal dance of a remote African tribe. That's double Zis gun combo. Acting like a 2014 Barton PL tournament winning Zis combination. There's so many tournament analogies I can't really use anymore, because I cannot expect all of the people watching this YouTube video to have been watching all of the tournaments or all of history. Unfortunately, saddos like me have been. And a good portion of you have, so if you can remember stuff like Barton and Sunday Night Fight Season 5, please give us a shout. Mass Zis guns and KV-8s for the win. Rakettenwerfer forcing away the T-70. Talking of KV-8s, we do have the opportunity for one later on. Pun intended. It's going to cost you. Kugelwagen has gained veterancy 2 with 3 calls. I can hear some high precision rounds from the Fallschirmjäger as the Panzer II well and truly forces them away, and the bundle nade is wasted, but the shock troops have a shocking retreat path. North side, conscripts are getting brutalized and maimed by Jove. Shock troops push forward, but these Sturmgewehrs have something to say about it. Enemy squad down, I heard as well. Hoorah in. Ouch! Mine detonated there. I believe that was from the ISGs that both teams are currently using. Damaging the engine of the T-70, that's a good find, and the Puma's going in for the kill! This is great play by Von Asten, but he's fallen into an Admiral Akbar style trap. Nice dodge, however, he saw the danger and evaded it. Stunned. Shock troops forced away. Meanwhile, north side, T-70's going hunting. 40 manpower apiece. First reconnaissance over. Well, that's the smoke bombs rather. It is smoke reconnaissance, so I'm kind of half right. ISG's giving indirect fire options. Let's change our title cards to yellow and red. See what we're seeing elsewhere. Not much else, must be said. Definitely needs to be remarked, by the way, that both Soviet players have access to the Joseph Stalin 2 tank. And they'll look at, he's going for an R&R, a little bit of rest and recuperation. And that's over very quickly indeed, as he decides to attack this in particular. And the mine's uncovered by the minesweeper. That's got to piss you off if your opportunity costs, and you've spent all that time making some lovely mines. ISG wantonly firing into the depths of human despair. Ziskin barrage hails the T-70's arrival and his teammates. Nice push-in, gets a squad wipe. Trying to follow up on the Fallschirmjägers, can't get it. Panzer II forced away. Conscripts en masse, forcing their way into the battlefield. Not pushing in, never say pushing. Grenada, get down. Oh! Another squad wipe there. I heard it and I reacted just about. What died? Let's reveal their bodies. Tell you what, that was some kind of German, I believe. Von Asten's lost a squad. It was a Volksgrenadier. He's rebuilding it right now. Excellent. Excellent stuff. Great back and forth, ebb and flow, to and fro battle. It's all over the bloody place, basically. Shock troops doing excellent work against those Volksgrenadiers. Oh, look at this massed forces of Von Asten. He was well and truly kaplunked and pushed back. T-70 under heavy duress as the Puma gets the killing blow in the ISG for good measure, as we see a new high jump record by Trotskyevsky II. I couldn't think of a Russian name. I probably butchered the pronunciation of that famous Russian author. Is it Dostoevsky? Something like that. I mixed Trotsky with that. So yeah, there we go. Making up Russian names. Fallschirmjägers landing. There they are. Oh, they hit. Oh, that's a brutal landing for those two guys. They hit the bloody flagpole. That's not too pretty. 3 out of 10. And that's being generous. Von Asten's back, motherfuckers. MG34 sets up. We do not have Molotovs. T-70 under heavy duress could get taken out. Puma pushing. Damn it. Looking for it. Looking for a big penetration, but his bigger brother, the T-34-76, and pop smoke as he wimps out of the situation. T-34 avenges his fallen comrades that came before him and pushes further in, damn it. Goes further in and advances. Nice dropped MG34 there. Good veterancy on the Zis. T-34 with an excellent arrival. Double Zisgun combo of the Seeking guy. You'll notice it only has 1 pip of veterancy each. They haven't been as effective as they would have wanted to be. I believe it's due to these heavy hedgerow formations and the good control of these territory sectors there. Booby trap on this point. You've got to be careful of booby traps. I've seen them do a horrendous amount of damage before. To multiple squads at multiple times. In fact, I once saw it wipe an entire army. The F is this? 68 tons of vehement devastation rolling onto the battlefield. In unison, I am having a Panzer boner. We have a King Tiger battle group, the vanilla variant, and his chocolate trifle cousin. Holy crap. If I'm the Seeking guy or opportunity cost, I'm listening to the fog of war right now. Just listen. Can you hear the rumble of thunder? You're going to have to reposition your AT guns because the big boys are coming for you. Holy shit. Oh my god. And here they are. There's one. And there's two. I did not see that coming. Well, we weren't tracking the tacking choices, I guess, but what a fantastic surprise. It's like Veraboo Father Christmas has anointed us all with his presence and fantastical gifts. A little bit of nitroglycerine-esque hatred. Notice how I cover myself by saying esque. Always cover yourself. Shot troop grenades. Well, they shouted out the voice command. They must have cancelled. Just the presence of the King Tiger is forcing the allies into a state of retreat. And who can blame them, honestly? Changing title cards. Oh, they're getting closer. They're inching closer. Neither King Tiger has... I was about to say has a kill until that King Tiger gets 3 in 1. Zisgun is borderline useless unless it's given a lot more muscle behind it. Other King Tiger pushes in, traverses its turret and takes out the sandbags. They are defenseless right now. Oh, but here's the Soviet Union's answer. It's the IS-2. I said defenseless. I wasn't counting on this. They damaged the frontal armor. They throw in an anti-tank grenade, but they remain... Oh, he hit retreat. He didn't want to risk it. I guess they remain alive at the cost of not getting a damaged engine on his foe. And we've gone for an SU-85 for opportunity cost. That is wise. Didn't want to go for 2 IS-2s. He's very wise to do that, because although it has great bunker busting action and a fantastic AoE profile, there's a bunker busted, it does not quite have that ultra penetrative quality that the SU-85 can gain with veterancy. Blinking away at that frontal armor, knocking down the door. That's a TM-35. Oh, Stern Pioneer's low on health. T-34 wants to get that kill. Couldn't do it. Could not do it. Rakettenwerfer was threatening. Wise to remove himself from the situation. Panzer IV just chilling now. Victory points situation is becoming one of utter despair for the TR clan. SU-85. Nice shots there. Is he on the Isosceles Triangle of Death mode? Yes, he is. There you go. Abandoned, though. Might turn his attention now on the King Tiger as the IS-2 does the same with that Stalinium and Stalin's chest hair as aggregate, giving it excellent properties and a fantastic 122mm cannon of doom. But the other King Tiger saves his brother in arms and gives the Soviet Union reason to reconsider its approach. Abandoned Panzer II could come in useful. Gonna fire through the garrison, perhaps. 100 points remain. Oh my god, they drop down into double-digit figures in this 30-minute battle. Wants to kill it now with ISG fire. He's firing on it. Isn't hitting it, though. SU-85 finishing off the Schwer. We've got a battle through the garrison, as we thought may happen. Panzer Fusiliers forced away by those heroic shock troops. What a battle! Schwer down. King Tiger. Watch 8 kills on vanilla King Tiger of Von Asten. And the chocolate trifle King Tiger has 6. It's all about their battlefield presence, though. Look at this drawn line. They're ready for you. Look at that repair time. That's why they needed to keep those Stern Pioneers alive. But they've also got double mechanized in perfect position. And do you know what's epic about this replay? Barely any rocket artillery. It's all about the panzer formations in unison with infantry. And that makes an excellent Company Heroes gameplay. Street 5 versus the King Tiger. Good shots in. Rakettenwerfer waiting. Should that line draw closer? They've restabilized. But don't forget they are 96 victory points, double-digit figures. Their opponents on 311. They got to fight tooth and nail for every last drop of blood. Oh, brutal shot by that fantastic ISG of Jove there. Hoorah's in. King Tiger backs away. Oh, gets him as he hits negative cover. But do you know what else gets something? The double Zisgun team, MGD crit. IS-2 pushes in past the Rakettenwerfer. He's going for the King Tiger here. We've had airborne assault pushed down. Goering's finest are trying to save the day as the King Tiger is wounded but not destroyed. They need something to go round the flanks. They need something like a T-34. Grenades tossed in. Damaged engine from the Stukas as the garrison's destroyed. PPSH is pushing. ISG that's been peppering the Allies. And now we have rocket artillery. First shots of the game on this position roughly. Oh, takes out a heroic Ziskel with veterancy. Oh, we've had a Stuka assault there. Oh, that's a destroyed one. I got excited. It was indeed a kamikaze attack. It wasn't anything else. There's no Wehrmachs, of course, being played right now. He just wanted to cover himself in case I'd missed something spectacular. What the hell is this? This is deep battle in microcosm. The strategy that won the Soviets the pivotal last major assault of the Wehrmacht in Operation Citadel, or the Battle of the Kursk. Deep battle is kind of embodied there. Basically, it's a blob of shit on our screen, and I'm trying to make it sound fancier than it possibly is. IS-2 with a nice, juicy 11 kills and 2 vehicles destroyed. But the King Tigers are back. Big as life and twice as ugly. To quote the movie Spy Hard. Oh! Hear that thunder! Hear it. Here it comes. The artillery from the skies above. That's from the King Tiger. More aggression put in as the Su-85 finds an angle on the King Tiger. Look at the damage being done. Fantastic work, keeping them out of harm's way for a while. Shock troops also pushed back. But the Allies do not have critical mass right now to push through this point in particular. They need to gain vision, and they don't have it. They also need this T-34 to somehow find a James Bond-esque avenue. And, or a Mission Impossible, rather. Return to default camera pane. Oh, Veterancy 3 on that Ziskel, that's going to come in handy. Tractor-based GLA-style technology on the field. By the way, did you guys know that sadly the service people that lost their lives at the hands of Iraqi militia in Iraq, I think it was 2 Americans and 1 Brit, British female medic notably, were killed by a Katyusha. A Katyusha multiple rocket delivery system. Haha, there's the Allied stolen Panzer II. It was indeed stolen. It literally drove up to an army base in Iraq and fired a salvo and killed 3 or 4 Western soldiers. Interesting. 2020, yo. King Tiger taking out the Ziscun. Suffering a little bit of health. Ah, they can't crew it in time. Gets to T-34. Red 1, IS-2. King Tiger ready. Rakettenwerfer clinking away. I daren't look away from this centre because anything could quite frankly happen. Where's the Katyusha's first salvo? He's saving it. He's saving the flavour for maximum effect. Keep an eye on it because if he's saving it, it means he has good reason to do so. Check out this northern engagement. Oh, shock troops with a definite squad wipe of a Vet 5 unit. Check out the centre momentarily. King Tiger's pushed away. And that's a dead Foch grenade. We just about caught it on camera. Meanwhile, another squad destroyed in the centre. Here comes that Stuka Zafus. Can't quite get it off. When's the Katyusha going to fire? Here he is. Better late than never. On the Foch Grenadier, possibly? No? Stern Pioneers, probably? Gonna have to do something. Can't just keep it on the battlefield without firing it if there's no assaults planned. He's thinking of smoking things out there. Shouts out the prompt, but can't stomach. A tree goes into orbit. Let's follow its path. See that shadow? Where's it gonna land? Incredible! It plinks away. It bounces once, twice, 3 times. Incredible by that tree. Meanwhile, Panzer IV gaining its... What the fuck? 36 kills, 35 infantry, 1 vehicle destroyed. Cracking work by the Panzer IV. And then attacks a log pile for good measure, trying to stop these suborbital trees, most likely. IS-2. Oof! Getting one of those orbital bottom out of commission. Still, the Katyusha does not fire by the second guy, trying to seek the perfect moment to deploy, it would seem. Fallschirmjäger's feeling brave. 75 points remain. This is a heavy battle. We're going to concentrate on this centre, because I'll tell you what, there may be this huge tank engagements bloody everywhere. Panzer Cannon versus 2 IS-2s. But they cannot penetrate. This is why I said the Su-85 was necessary. Talking of which, everything's firing right now as the other Königstiger is under heavy duress as the IS-2s march on. Stukas fly in from the skies above. And no tanks were damaged in the making of this commentary. Stukas of Foos aiming for the repairing engineers and missing all of them. Fantastic work by OC. Meanwhile, north side, its IR half tracks are doing work. Kamikaze attack lands in the east. Mount Gunner going crazy, doing great work in anti-aircraft duty there. Still, this MG34 is not crewed. So if it's a victory point battle you want, you're going to need your MGs. They could finish this off with MGs, and I F you not. Check out the pop caps, all 85 plus right now. Shot troops neutralised, but that's all they do. 234 victory points remain. Another Stukas of Foos for Von Asten. We were heralding the fact that we weren't seeing that much rocket artillery, but that's soon ended, hasn't it? That soon ended very quickly indeed. FG-42s. And the shoe mine. So cool because it'll blow your shoes off. And here's that Katyusha. On all the support weapons, he tried to find a support weapon-based target. Oh, and the... I tell you what, Von Asten was late to see that. He answers with his own rocket artillery. He does issue the retreat. And, oh, finding those combat engineers could have been oh so worse for OC. He's issuing his own incendiary barrage on the support weapons, keeping them out of commission. IS-2 he claims his 5th kill. As the second one comes in with 21 and counting, turret traverses and takes them. Final fatalities there. In unison, tag team maneuver, doomsday device. Shot troops lying in wait for maximum shock. But it's only a Panzer IV. They're going to have to stay in wait. Bit of Königstiger artillery there. Coordinated barrage, it's also known. Shot troops awaken. They march in against the Panzer. They need anti-tank help, and they do have an Su-85 coming, but it's a bit late to the party. Stukas of Foos opens fire. Great micro to keep these supporting units alive. Wasn't quite the best split I've seen so far. OC's done it better, but it wasn't that bad from SG. T-34-76 with the 15 kills to his name. Lies in wait, just watching this point. May want to take that MG in my opinion, but that's just me. You do find when the victory point battles, MGs can suddenly become powerful yet again, just like they were in the early game. Königstiger under heavy duress. Su-85, now Vet 3, does have his isosceles triangle of death mode engaged. No? Yes, he does, but the smoke's blocking him. That smoke blocks him, and the Raketenwerfer reveals. Meanwhile, we have action in the north. Grenade thrown, and counter grenade thrown, and kills the squad! Fantastic bundle of death from the Obersoldaten. More grenades tossed. It's like a macabre parallel universe Wimbledon right now. IS-2 on retreat. Do we have the micro for it? Not quite. They don't have the vision either. Of course, heavy tanks don't have the best vision. You need that combined arms to grant it them it. Königsdieger with 33 kills, but here comes the IS-2 trying to get some work done here. But Raketenwerfer is now veterancy 5. Very good indeed, but Su-85 is also good. He just stops in time to allow the IS-2 to part and gets a hell of a lot of health damage on the Königsdieger. Oh, look at that health pool diminish. Might want to push in here. He may want to push in, I'm not even joking. 50 points remain for the Allies. They've got to cap the centre. Raketenwerfer and ISG can't do much about it. Königsdieger's ready though, that certainly can. But don't worry, they've capped the south. And I say don't worry because I know you guys want to see a mad victory point mega battle. And I think that's what we're heading towards. Oh! More squads dead! Can't manage you this time. And Stukasavus for good measure. Hitting the square root of Katusha. No, it's aimed this way. Couldn't quite get it. Su-85 being attacked by the Schwer. That is unfortunate. He's hit a mine also, it would seem. He wants to keep this unit alive. Oh, and are we seeing airborne assault and the Panzer IV for good measure? That exploded. And there's a little slab of it. Katusha keeps the Obersoldaten out of the picture. But that Su-85 is irreplaceable for my money, as it had veterancy 3. That said, however, very easy to get veterancy 3 when you're against King Tigers, because they're big damage sponges. The unfortunate part of that, though, is 25% of that damage counts towards veterancy. So the King Tigers could get Vet 5 very quickly indeed. Talking of high veterancy, IS-2's close to Vet 3. OKW beginning to boss the south. This spells calamity. There's a big red thing on the map there. It's gone now. I don't know what that was. See that on this? I was just looking on the south. Nah, you must have missed it. Don't worry. Vet 2 for this King Tiger. We haven't changed the title cards in bloody ages, have we? Vet 2 for the other, but so many kills. Double Su-85s await, as does the IS-2s. But it's a double King Tiger fiasco in the centre. ISG watches on. Oh, Su-85 gets a bit of bad pathing. That's unintended for Seeking Guy. But there's backup from his compadre as an IS-2 makes his way from opportunity cost and the southerly position. These damage sponges have also got great frontal armour, unless you can gain Vet 2. And they don't have it right now, only this one. There's literally only one cannon firing right now. 3 Su-85s, but only one doing damage. The others have to... There you go, that'll help. Nice rare penetration, giving him instant veterancy 1. Stukasavus coming down. On the repairing combat engineers as ever. Meanwhile, very important battle in the north. Good, there it is. The Maxim's been built, and that is important. Because that stopped the Obersoldaten winning that battle and keeps them in this game. 48 victory points and dropping. Or will it be? Because they're just about to cap the centre. Very slow traverse, but they'll still kill it. Surely. How can they survive? But here comes that stolen Panzer II. Wants to get the kill on the Vet 5 Panzer Fusiliers, but they get cocked blocked by the Su-85 of all things. Meanwhile, if you survey the centre from the Axis position, let's just cast from the Axis position for a second. Just to like, I know they don't see it this way, but this is like what you're met with. I mean, they have what is this Kuberwagen doing? Let's return to defaults. There's a Kuberwagen that's going on merry jaunts, probably going to hit this mine. In fact, let's just have a pallet cleanser. As the Kuberwagen, for some reason, goes into enemy territory on a reconnaissance mission, offering himself to the gods of population cap. King Tiger able to get his barrage off as the Katusha returns fire and forces the Foch Grenadier away. The Stalin organ in operation with the IS-2 gets a squad wipe. Vet 3 now on this Königsdieger, 38 kills and counting. North side, T-34 felling trees to make fuel for the winter. Su-85. Oh, big shots in from the King Tiger. That is unfortunate. Oh, and taken out by this now Veteran C3 Rakettenwerfer. And he returns to his duty almost immediately against the IS-2. King Tiger. Both King Tigers have been so rampant, yet to be taken out. Stukas push in. This could be a death knell now, as the stolen Panzer II's destroyed. Here comes the Stukas from the skies above. Square root of nothing, though. Well dodged, it must be said. Incendiary artillery called down, and temporarily the Volksgrenadiers stop capping. King Tiger's getting very aggressive now, pushing in. The Pintle Mount commander urging his crew members on, but they're entering the Lion's Den. Hell they are. That's a Vet 4 King Tiger. I don't know why he's pushed so far in. They're not beaten yet, the Allies. They've got 83 and 82 pop cap amongst them. They've got the northern victory point as well. Only one tick against them. King Tiger's going to be okay, though, it would seem. These Su-85s. There is a Vet 3 one. Oh, that was a nice penetration, though. They need to get a damaged engine critical, and they're not doing it. That's what the benefits of combined arms. Panther built. Panther pushing in. Let's just check out the other cards so we're not surprised again. M5 half-track being built, by the way, from TR Opportunity Cost. Not a bad idea. Get the Kraut mower mowing and keep that lawn from growing. When I say lawn, I mean a fleet of flying Stukas destroying all of your stuff. Tusha coming down on the centre. That could be a good one. Main gun destroy critical on the King Tiger, meanwhile, as the IS-2s rage in. They can't finish the job. Might be this King Tiger's chance, though. He's Vet 4. Big penetration through the smoke by the Seeking guy. He's looking for it. Double salvo by Veteran. Su-85s kill the first of two King Tigers there. Fantastic assault by the Allies. Su-85. Destruction. Panther somehow survives. They need to push in and pull the trigger. They could finish the game right now. They really, well and truly could.
Ready for action.
More Panthers push in. And we're going to have a palate cleanser right now. My voice is getting tired. You're sick of listening to it. This game is far from over. We're going to check the stats. I'm going to whisper for a while. We're going to look at the KD ratios of all four players that have fought valiantly at this point. Going to check the points held as we see it undulate wildly. And the Army Vice, we've seen a momentary dip in activity as players now have a final chance to set their units in motion as we enter the end game. King Tiger destroyed to stop any further salvaging. Rakettenwerfer repositions. Vet 3, MG34 watching over the south as these heroic tank destroyers victorious in the centre. More shock troops for opportunity cost. The Seeking guy with his Vet 3 IS-2 with 30 kills. Somehow this Panther's still alive. Automatron engineers aren't called upon right now. Don't want to get too close to the centre, it would seem. Stukas of Fusis fly into the sky, most likely for the centre. Yes, indeed. Getting good hits. And a combat promotion, allegedly. Another salvo. Another day, another dollar. Don't do much against these panzers. Soldat on the target. And that 122mm getting a brilliant shot off. And 2 kills to his name. Su-85 being shielded by the IS-2. But the Vet 5 Rakettenwerfer awaits. North side. Vet 5 Volksgrenadier against PPSH vanilla shock troops throwing a good grenade on retreat. Look at this, by the way. This is hype. Axis are about to enter double-digit command point figures. And I have truly effing no idea who's going to win this game.
point.
This is a fantastic battle. It could go either way. And I think that's an understatement, quite frankly. Raketenwerfer under heavy rocket fire, but they continue the assault against this Vet 2 now. IS-2, Panzer Fusiliers, heroic in their struggle. Firing a flare, by the way. Just giving the Axis the confidence they need. There's the flare. And there's the Stuka. Oh, horrendous casualties on the combat engineers. That was an atomic Stuka. Good grenade on the Vet 5. Getting the kill. Destroying the veterancy. Shock troopers in turn returning fire. And here come that Su-85 horde. That huge Soviet line. Just a lowly Vet 4 King Tiger. Chocolate Trifle, as we affectionately know him. Meanwhile, in the north, Obseldarten forced away yet again by the Vet 3 IS-2. T-70 pushes in. He's in recon mode for maximum sight lines. You can see that right now. Look at that. You see everything coming at you. Su-85 watching on also. Stuka's firing from a different angle this time, trying for a different spread. And hitting nothing. FG-42s getting a good Faust. And smoke bombs in also. 24 victory points versus 74. This is anybody's game to play for. This isn't Axis OP as usual. This is literally two equally matched teams in a well-balanced game on a fantastic map, the best 2v2 map. I mean, pretty much everybody's got to admit that this is by far the best tourney 2v2 map. Vet 5, Foch Grenadiers do not have the balls to fight through the fire against the bunker-busting barrages of the IS-2 as the vanilla King Tiger rolls straight in from the factory using the last of Germany's resources. Smoke bomb reconnaissance comes down, allowing the cap, but here comes the rocket artillery of the Russians, taking out the Stern Pioneers and possibly the Raketenwerfer. This game's anybody's to play for. Got Vet 5 Panzer Fusiliers pushing in. Here comes the Su-85 horde. Meanwhile, Panther watches on. Got MGs watching over the north. MG watching over the south. It's all about the centre as the King Tiger puts his life on the line for the Third Reich. Big artillery strike. Panther under heavy duress. Even with rear armour, the IS-2's giving him problems. Vet 3 Su-85 against the Vet 4.5 King Tiger. Soon to become a monstrosity when he hits Vet 5. Smoke drop down yet again, trying to give them the opportunity to cap. We've got an anti-tank grenade threatening at 53 minutes, 54 minutes and counting. Double Obseldarten, more than a match for the conscripts. Let's change title cards possibly for a last time as the Katyushas rain in. Not quite getting the detonations they would like due to that. Oh, there you go. There's some detonations for you. Oh, hit almost immediately. Didn't even get a chance to release a full salvo of smoke bombs. Panther ready to move, he alleges. Hearing the repairing combat engineers. Not finding them thanks to excellent situational awareness by OC. Stekken's Stuka comes in and he has to go in a different direction this time. And yet again dodged, giving him a perfect opportunity to assault. The life expectancy on a Stuka on reconnaissance that's getting lower thanks to that fantastic 5-kill M17 quad mount. Just confirming, by the way, it's killed 4 planes now. Nearly Vet 5. In fact, he may hit Vet 5 very soon indeed. One more shot. No, truly one more shot now. One more shot now. Come on, get promoted. We want to see it. Panther tries to make a cheeky assault, but the Soviets are waiting for him. Incendiary rounds dropped in. Needs his toe over the line. It isn't there quite yet. This is a very, very, very neutral victory point. King Tigers. Watch on. Oh my god, my leg! Very, very camp way to die. Life expectancy on this Stuka. There he is. And there he is. Oh, somebody's deceived some veterancy apparently. Where's that King Tiger with his promotion we were promised? Here he is, the big fat fuck. He's getting repaired. Ready for his crowning as the dominant predator on the battlefield. Su-85, double Vet 3 Su-85s have something to say about that. FG-42, ready to be busted open by the IS-2, allowing the shock troops, by the way, to gain a good position. Neutral victory point still standing. You really feel that this game is amounting to what will be a final devastating push. Smoke thrown in. Shock troops contemplating. And going in. Looking to neutralise. Stern Pioneers have to reawaken. Meanwhile, on the north side, Panthers looking for an assault. Vet 3 IS-2 has something to say about that. Conscripts versus Vet 5 now. There you go. 48 kills. Vet 5 Königstiger. Greater frequency. That fire rate now is going to be almost machine gun-like relative to his former position. Not doing much at all there. Katusha might do better. And yes, Katusha can into space. Destroying that veteran First Grenadier squad. And here's Tim Henman with the serve and volley. Taking out Federer's combat engineers in this fantastic game of tennis. Somehow the T-70 remains, Vet 3. And double Vet 3 Su-85s see the Panther in peril, but aren't able to pursue and penetrate. Just to give you some alliteration, in our 58th minute of play, 57 minutes, 57 victory points remain for the Axis. IS-2 finds the frontal armour of the King Tiger and nopes the F out of there. What is it made of? Soviet soldiers and an Su-85. It's pretty much very, very poetic display of what the Soviets used to win World War II. And he's getting closer and closer. That was so close to being imminent death there. Could have wiped out 4 combat engineers. And the Stuka might finish the job, by the way. Nope, they're not there anymore, thanks to your crazy kamikaze attacks. Both, oh my god, they've been able to cap the central victory point. The Axis don't want that. And they're now fully combat ready. Panther is the spear point, but it's been attacked immediately. King Tiger Vet 5 pushes in, leaving himself vulnerable. Vet 2 Panther pushes onward, trying to gain traction, but gains a damaged engine for his trouble. Meanwhile, the vanilla Königstiger finds an entrance and tries to push the agenda. Vet 3 Su-85 wants to do some attack round through the building. It's all boiling over now in a scintillating crescendo as the Vet 5 King Tiger watches on. And the Vet 3 Su-85s MGD him and look to take the fatality, and they do. The commander, limp and listless, flies out of the hatch as the MVP unit of the battlefield, the dominant predator, is destroyed. But this game is far from over. 24 victory points versus 38. Vet 3 IS-2 pushes on against the limp King Tiger as it rolls past the Panther facing the wrong way in a defensive position. Everything's boiling over, just like both tanks cook. We see a King Tiger and a Vet 3 IS-2 cook out and become Roman candles as memory of their former glory. They're now just vestigials on the battlefield, showing what it truly takes to win More King Tigers, come on, and roll past former chariots. Stuka Zafusis open up as the worker units are pushed back. 35 victory points now take on 24 as the Stern Pioneers brave the Stalin organ, playing a horrendous song of death. As it squeals, no rockets kill the remaining 2 Soldaten. Meanwhile, this is a very important engagement. Fallschirmjägers take on the shock troopers. Stern Pioneers also pushing in. We've hit our 1 hour and nearly 2 minute mark. Shock troopers dancing. They need every victory point. The victory points just equalised, by the way. 24 now plays 22. Big Stuka Zafus bombs from the sky above. T-34 watches on in disarray as the Obersoldaten look to take the victory points. Will the Axis win yet another 2v2 in this calamitous endgame? Or will the Allies emerge victorious? Joe Van Osten have battled long and hard. They deserve the victory, as do Opportunity Cost and the Seeking Guide. Vet 3, Obersoldaten, those Ubermensch from the east, and many a war-torn battle show their muscle, but even they are forced away as the Katusha fires yet again, and the combat engineers, not quite as veteran as Vet 5 Obersoldaten, but just as important at this stage of the battle. Another King Tiger surely about to die. 122mm, however, harmlessly plinks away at the frontal glacis armour. Obersoldaten forced away. One-man combat engineer trying to neutralise for the Radina and gets it. Stern Pioneers try and flank. But Vet 3 Su-85 looking to scope his victory. And there you go. This battle could be won now by a one-man combat engineer squad. Vet 4. Stuka Zafus kills him, however. How merciless is war at its most brutal. Su-85 Vanilla and T-34 of the same variety push in against a Jagdpanzer, the rhombus of death, watching on as the King Tiger fresh onto the battlefield. Also, Vet 3's shock troopers need to hide behind the trees and wait and just throw smoke bombs and anticipate anything trying to push into the central circle. 10 victory points now remain for the Axis as the Fallschirmjägers attempt to cap. And it is only that, it is only attempts as the King Tiger now sits there and tries to shield them, tries to block them and keep them alive. Another kamikaze attack from Goering in this desperate battle. It is truly desperate. It's like the Battle of Okinawa out there. Obersoldaten pushing, King Tiger pushing around. Everything's detonating. To quote Imperial Dane from GCS 2, everything is well and truly going kaboom. Katusha fires. This is wanton, this is destruction, this is desolation, this is Company of Heroes at its very finest. 3 victory points remain for the Axis. They're throwing everything, including the kitchen sink, at their opponents. As combat engineers now become more important than King Tigers all of a sudden. Ha 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 ha, says the Seeking Guy. Oh my god, and GG say the others. This is truly a GG no matter what happens. Let's take stock of what we have remaining. In answer, it ain't much. Fallschirmjäger, fresh in from the skies above, drop in. But it looks like to have been won by the Axis in that incredible display. Can they perhaps make one crazy last assault? They're going to go for it. That Vet 3 M17 is pushing the Fallschirmjägers out of there, and all of the Allied infantry is going in. There's nothing north of the Axis. They're going to send something. They have to send something. Surely they need to get this cap. 3 victory points remain, but this could become all important. Fallschirmjäger, one man leading his 3 comrades into war. Zafush comes down and kills the victorious M17, and so many of those Russian soldiers valiantly fighting for the motherland. And after GGs were called, the battle raged on, but the Allies could not find the victory, and playback was declared. well and truly over. Yeah, that was a pretty good game, I thought. Pretty good game. Good game. What do you think, guys? Pretty good game, yeah. Pretty good game. I thought it was a good game. What about you, Dave? Think it's a good game? Yeah. Loads of tanks exploding. My favourite. Yeah, I thought so too. Good stuff. Let's have a look at the Statarinos. A lot of things died. A lot of things were killed. The Seeking guy arguably deserved to win. 123,000. Is that right, mate? Is my maths going funny there? Is that 123,000 damage dealt? I think his best unit must have been the SU-85. And indeed it was. 40,000 damage, in fact. Is that actually changing their stuff? No, it isn't. I have to do it on this screen. So there's the Seeking guy for you. Okay, it's not working. We have to do a relic shuffle. There you go. That should now change the unit cards. Yeah, they both have very similar stats, don't they, if you notice? Is that for real? Am I having a post-game meltdown here? No, look. That's 40188. And that's 40405. My tired eyes did not deceive me. It was indeed the same. Both players pretty much had the same strategy, let's say. Now, Jove, I bet his best unit was indeed the King Tiger. And Von Asten's best unit, if I'm not going to be mistaken, was indeed the King Tiger. Let's see how many squads Von Asten lost. He lost 2 Fallschirmjägers, 4 Volksgrenadiers, and a bunch of support weapons. 2 King Tigers, a Panther, and some other stuff. Meanwhile, Jovie Boy, he lost 1 Panzerfusilier, 3 Obersoldaten, 3 Volksgrenadiers, Panzer IV, and a King Tiger and a Panther, and some other stuff. Opportunity cost, this will be good. This will be... Oh, there you go. 4 shock troops, 3 conscripts, 8 combat engineers. What a battle. Seeking guy, meanwhile, all 7 combat engineers, 4 conscripts, 3 shock troops. Stuff well and truly did die. I'm going to have to watch that central battle back, I must admit, because that was just off the chain. Truly off the chain. Anyway, I think I've cast one of the best games I've ever seen. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sure you did. Please subscribe. Feel free to send in a tipperino, buy me a beer if you really enjoy me casting it, and possibly damaging my career in accountancy at 11:45 at night when I should be sleeping. And just give the players plaudits in chat. I mean, the players drive this, and they both recommended this replay, either via Code2the or direct message. So, you know, they all played extremely well in this fantastic display of courage and valor. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.